everyone. Welcome to another edition of QTM Talks. My name is Nikki Prado from Qatar Travel Mart Exhibition. Travel is on a standstill due to the COVID-19 pandemic, and this has significantly affected the demand for hotel occupancies across the world. But how slow or how fast will the tourism recovery take? We surely have no clear answers, but it is clear that the hospitality sector needs to be well prepared once the industry starts to regain its footing. For today's edition, let us understand more of their journey to recovery from the General Manager of Sheraton Grand Doha Resort and Convention Hotel, Mr. Belal Al-Kadry. Welcome to QTM Talks, Mr. Belal.
Good afternoon, Nikki. Thank you for hosting with you today.
So, Mr. Belal, let's start off this interview with a brief introduction about Sheraton Grand Doha Resort and Convention Hotel.
Perfect. Well, good afternoon to you. Good afternoon to everyone. The Sheraton is a hotel that's very well known. I can give you definitely a quick brief and introduction and a little bit of the history of the hotel. The hotel has opened in 1982. His Highness Sheikh Khalifa bin Hamad Al Thani, Emir of Qatar, opened the hotel at that time. And since 1982, the Sheraton Grand has been a pioneer in the market in Doha, in the region, giving unprecedented service to the guests. It's an iconic landmark for over 3 decades in Doha. The Sheraton holds a very special place in the hearts of the Qataris and is located in a very strategic location on the crescent of the West Bay, on the Corniche. As a landmark, like I said, it's a flagship hotel, iconic pyramid of the Gulf, as we call it. The best location in the heart of Doha, private beaches, swimming pools, has a various and a vast different options for guests to enjoy. The biggest attached convention center in the country, 10,300 square meters, 25 meeting rooms. We have 371 rooms in the hotel, 64 suites, diversity of various categories. We are ranked #1 in Doha on TripAdvisor. You go to TripAdvisor, you check us out. We are the #1 hotel in the country. And we are the home for 7 F&B outlets and 2 very well-known, Nusret and Sharif, as many of you know that. A very famous dish that I have to mention, which comes as a part of this historical hotel, is the Ali dish. It's a must-try dish. You must come to the Sheraton and try the Ali. So this is, in a nutshell, a little bit of a brief introduction and history about the hotel.
Thank you, Mr. Belal. I know Sheraton is already part of Qatar's history. What were the priorities during the pandemic, and where does the business currently stand?
Well, our priorities in the past 3 months, we've been focusing on taking care of the existing accommodation guests, looking after them. Because as you know, the hotel did not close down. We did not shut down the hotel at the beginning of the pandemic. Some parts of the hotels were on a complete freeze and complete shutdown, like the convention center, the resort, the beach, the recreation facilities, the health and fitness club. These were on complete shutdown, but the hotel rooms accommodation was still running. So our role was the main focus is to look after these guests and make sure that they are well kept safe, and our associates as well are kept safe and not infected with the pandemic. So these were our main priorities. We focused on the health and safety of both associates and guests. We introduced new operational methods to confirm with the government regulations and merit cleaning protocols. You know, there's recently the new cleaning protocol has been launched by the Qatar Tourism Board, Qatar National Tourism Council. And we've adapted this like many other hotels, and this was our priority from day one, is to maintain this, to adapt it, and make sure our associates are well informed, well trained in order to continue, and we carry this message forward. Our current standing is the hotel is preparing to reopen. As you know, we're going to hit phase 2 with reopen of all the F&B outlets and recreation facilities. The team across the hotel has been well briefed, they were well trained, and we are very well prepared to open the doors and start receiving our guests back to this iconic hotel We've been looking forward for this from the very first day of this pandemic. It's been hard, it's been difficult, but we've managed to go through it. We stayed strong, all of us, from the whole entire management and the associates levels, in order to get through these difficult times, and we've made it. And now we're ready to open up the doors for our outlets and our recreation facilities to start welcoming the guests.
That's great to hear, Mr. Belal. Yes, you've mentioned second phase. I bet everyone is just getting ready and everyone is so excited to go back slowly, but we're almost there. So what are your recovery plans and how will this, you think, contribute to Qatar's tourism industry?
Our recovery plan is part of the recovery plan of this nation, of this country. And as we all know, from day one, the government and the concerned officials have been working very hard on a recovery plan after this pandemic. And we have started to develop our new operating strategy and recovery plan, and reopening tool, as we call it in the hotel business, and getting ready to open up. And this recovery plan, it involves the whole entire hotel. It's evolving the whole entire hotel when it comes to department by department. Everybody's having his own priority and checklist, making sure that we are very well ready and prepared to open up according to the rules and guidelines that are issued by the Tourism Board, by the Ministry of Business and Trade, and by the Ministry of Health. And these are our main priorities. These are our recovery plans. And I think we're all prepared. We've had our inspection not too long ago by the Ministry of Health and the Tourism Board and the Qatar Tourism Board. And then we want to make sure that we are complying with these rules and regulations and the new policies and procedures. And we have fulfilled that, and we are ready to open up.
Very excited to hear that, Mr. Belal. I agree. I really want to highlight this. Qatar's government has done very well in this recovery stages, the phases that they've launched. And our role here is to follow their lead and make sure that we implement the health and safety regulations that they are implementing. Yeah, so for Sheraton Grand Hotel, could you tell us more about the safety precautions that you have been implementing and will be implementing in the days to come? And how are you communicating this to the public?
Well, like every other hotel, we were very keen on this point in specific. So what we have done is we've appointed our cleanliness champion, whose role is to conduct a series of benchmark exercise and trainings to comply with the Marriott Cleanliness Council and protocols that we've been receiving from our mother company as well, from Marriott International. The Marriott International has been very, very keen and working very hard from day one on these reopening toolkits and then reopening protocols and focusing a lot on the cleaning program. And like any other Marriott hotel in town, we've assigned our cleaning champion, who's gonna own this process and who's gonna be responsible on leading this process, along with the director of hygiene and safety in the hotel. And these were part of the precautious measures that we have done and we have implemented, that we'll continue to implement as we move forward, to make sure that we continue our compliance with these policies and procedures, and we continue to receive guests, and we stay at zero risk, no cases at the Sheraton.
We've talked about Qatar's four-phase plan already. So how does Sheraton prepares to welcome its guests again, like slowly? I know there will be parts. So how are you preparing to welcome guests from phase two?
Like you said, phase two is about opening the outlets, is about the opening of the other remaining parts of the recreation facilities when it comes to the beach and outdoor venues. Nothing indoor. Our indoor facilities will be part of phase three, which is coming in August, which is next month. So the hotel will continue to update in accordance to the last communication from both Marriott and the government delegation. This is how we prepare ourselves, and we'll continue to monitor these regulations to ensure that the guests are well kept safe and in our top priorities. If we don't do this, we don't ensure this, we don't fall and we comply with these regulations, we'll be putting everybody at risk. So therefore, no exceptions to the rules and regulations. We will fulfill what we have been asked to do in order to ensure that we are continuing to develop a safe environment for both the hotel and the local community, and following the rules and regulations from the local government and the authorities and Marriott International as well.
I think following the directions of the government will really be very much important in terms of recovery for all, not only for the tourism and hospitality industry, but for different industries in Qatar and around the world. It also depends on the people, on how we follow it and how disciplined we are in terms of following this health and safety guidelines. So, Mr. Belal, I know you are a very well experienced professional. So, personally and professionally, what have been your learnings during this pandemic? And could you give some advice to our tourism peers on how to handle a crisis?
I just want to just give a quick comment on what you just mentioned. Definitely following and adhering to the rules and the policies and procedures is for the sake of everyone. It's for the sake of the hotel. It's for the sake of the employees. It's for the sake of the local community. It's sake for the country itself. Because if we all follow what we've been asked to do, we deliver one message which complies with the local authorities. And by the end of the day, we're here to work and we're here to support the local government and the tourism board and our international company, Marriott International, and our ownerships as well, Qatar Hospitality, which is the face of hospitality in the country. And if we make sure that we continue to follow these directions, we are all successful. And going back to your part, personally, professionally, what been our learning, my learning during this pandemic, in my position, in any other position, when you work in such an industry, and I told everybody, and I tell my family, my colleagues, and the associates that they work in this hotel, that hospitality, along with the airline and many other industries, were the most effective. So basically, what we need to be for is to adjust. Anyone to adjust to such circumstances, to such pandemic. And adapt to the changes, and we'll continue to work closely with the team in the hotel. Work strong, work hand in hand. Do not fall behind, because if you fall behind and you don't act strong, the whole entire hotel will collapse. And that's why we're here. We need to be control in our business. We need to be control of our associates. We need to be in full control of the entire operation of the hotel to make sure that we are fulfilling our commitments to the families of the associates that they're working with us. Hotel has operated on a different mode, I have to say. We had to think completely, our thinking, shift our thinking outside the box. Business was not as normal. We had to go and look and search for business in the country, which there were very little and very minimal. But I have to say that the sales and marketing team and the whole entire team have done an outstanding job trying to secure enough business that kept us going from March 15 all the way till today. And hopefully with the opening of the outlets and the recreation facilities, business will start to come back slowly. We're going to do a great job. We're going to be back on track.
We will be back on track, definitely. I agree with you, Mr. Belal. And I just really cannot wait for us to be going back to normal as usual. And I strongly agree, not only with your position, I think everyone else during this pandemic have learned or must learn to be strong, how to handle situations like this, because without strength and positivity, I guess, we won't be able to reach this point. Lastly, Mr. Belal, you are one of our valuable exhibitors for Qatar Travel Mart. So how do you see the value of QTM to Sheraton Grand Doha?
Well, QTM, it's a platform that presents a positive value for both the Sheraton and the market. That's definitely the whole purpose of it. The leaders of the hospitality industry are fortunate to get updates on trends, changes, and new initiatives through this platform. And definitely this is going to be a new turning point for the hospitality industry when this is introduced in the country. And it's an amazing timing. It's a great timing right before the World Cup 2020, 2021, just 1 year away from 2022. This is going to be a great platform for everyone, for both the hospitality industry and the local market as well, and the destination in Qatar.
Thank you very much, Mr. Belal. We do appreciate the whole QTM team. We really appreciate the support of the Qatar hospitality industry. Before we say goodbye to you, allow me to thank you again for being with us today. We appreciate your insights. I know you're very busy because you're preparing for phase 2 opening. So we look forward to seeing you very soon, and we would love to go there and taste the very popular Omali, yes.
Please do. We look forward to receive you and host you.
Thank you very much. That brings us to the end of another episode of QTM Talks. We hope you enjoyed today's conversation. Thank you for watching.